Part 5. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 41. For these ordinary people, a sports car of this level is more attractive. Before the end of the world, they didn't even touch a sports car. Now that there is such an opportunity, they naturally won't let it go easily. Rumbling. Bang bang bang. Joe Kaishin directly opened the two cannons of the local tyrant's gold sports car, and bombarded several times one after another, directly blasting a big hole in front of the door. Joe Kaishin. You are looking for death. You want to die? I will kill you. Dare to be arrogant on my son family's territory, do you need to be beaten again? Do you want to be slapped a few times by me again? In a burst of black smoke, Sun Xian got out. At first glance, he naturally saw the local tyrant gold sports car. Although he was jealous of Joe Kaishin owning such a luxurious sports car, in an instant, his face could not help showing a tyrannical color. How dare a scumbag like Joe Kaishin dare to be arrogant in front of him? What the hell is he? As an awakened person, Sun Xian has absolute confidence to hang Joe Kaishin. He feels that there is no comparison between them. If you really want to do it, that is the trend of crushing, will there be any accidents? Sun Xian, before the apocalypse, you were a little pony of mine. You followed me all day and called me the boss. You are still adrift now, aren't you? Mummy, believe it or not, labor and management will kill you now. Before labor and management made you float, didn't you? You really don't know who you are and what your status is. Joe Kaishin got out of the car, his face full of arrogance, and walked directly towards Sun Xian. Sun Xian was also confused. Did this guy eat gunpowder today? How dare you talk to him like that? Snapped. Joe Kaishin slapped over with a big ear, and Sun Xian was immediately stunned. What's the situation? I been beaten up? This rubbish, in the apocalypse, there are still countless big dummies who are still pretending to beat me. Before Sun Xian could react, Joe Kaishin's second slap slapped over again, mixed with a unique hurricane rubbing sensation. Sun Xian's face was stained with a red mark again. Joe Kaishin. I'll kill you. Sun Xian blushed for a while, when his anger value soared to the peak, and then a ball of fireworks floated in his hand. He is a fire-type awakener, with the special ability to control flames. It can also be said to be an elemental awakener. As for Joe Kaishin, he belongs to the most common type of power system awakener. If there is a distance between the two, Sun Xian has the confidence to burn Joe Kaishin into a roast suckling pig. But now, within a meter between the two. Force awakeners versus elemental awakeners. Sun Xian had a look of suffocation. Before his fireball technique was ready, he was restrained by Joe Kaishin, a reckless man. Immediately waiting for him, is one after another of physical whipping. Stop hitting. I wipe it. I told you to stop hitting. Am I wrong? Brother Tian, Brother Kaishin. I was wrong just now, I apologize to you, please, don't be like this. I'll be your uncle. For the next half an hour, Sun Xian accepted the baptism of hell on earth. Joe Kaishin taught Sun Xian a lesson excitedly, as if he wanted to vent the grievances of the previous days. Call Dad. Ha ha ha, cool. Really cool. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 42. 3 hours later, in the Sun's house. Sun Xian was wrapped in a big quilt and felt the pain all over his body. His hands were deeply embedded in his palms, and he almost cried in pain. It hurt so much. He is so hard. That bastard Joe Kaishin, this is a pure bastard. He has no humanity at all. Joe Kaishin. I will kill you. I will kill you. I will torture you. I will torture you to death. Sun Xian felt the pain of many wounds on his body, and Sun Xian's face became darker and darker. You bastards! I asked you to investigate, are there any results? This bastard, why did he suddenly wake up? And his car, what happened? Tell the labor and management. Tell me. Hurry up. Sun Xian's face was ferocious, and the killing intent in his eyes became more and more intense. Young master, Joe Kaishin drove around in a sports car after being humiliated by you before. When I came back later, I had this local Tyrant Gold sports car, and I suddenly became an awakener. He ran towards the northwest, maybe there was some adventure there. The people under his hands were frightened, and they did not dare to let out the air, for fear that Sun Xian, who was in a rage, would use them as targets for venting. Northwest? Isn't that desolate over there? Mad, what the hell is going on over there? What happened? Let this scumbag counterattack. Sun Xian's eyes showed strong killing intent, and he swore that he would completely wash away the shame. Master, we searched over there and found that a strange card store suddenly opened there. According to the introduction on its signboard, it seems that you can use magic crystals to buy various cards. We don't dare to frighten the snake, and we ask you to decide. The people under his hands hurriedly sucked in a few breaths. As the saying goes, half a sentence is like accompanying a tiger. Although this young master's son's status has not reached that level, his slaughter heart is not bad at all. If people like them don't do their jobs well, they can imagine what kind of humiliation they will endure. Thinking of this, these people couldn't help but dare not make any more changes. Card shop? Selling cards. Although there are some stores of this type in the inner city at present, most of them are for food cards and water cards. The scale is not very large. Are you sure they are not of this type? Sun Xian frowned, and there was a hint of doubt in his eyes. Master, we have already investigated. It is said that a man who was seriously injured and dying went in before, and when he came out, his injuries were healed, and a powerful army followed him. There must be something tricky in here. The subordinates can only narrate the rumors as the truth. Now that young master's son is like this, if he doesn't explain it to him, it is obviously impossible to get through. If we can drag it on for a while now, just drag it on for a while, they can't afford it. Prepare the car for me. Take me to see it. A strange look flashed on Sun Xian's face, and then he gave an order. Master, your injury has not healed yet. Prepare a car for me. Can't you hear me clearly? Sun Xian's devouring eyes stared at him fiercely, and his breathing gradually became heavier. After being bullied by Joe Kaishin for such a long time, his spirit has become a little abnormal. He wants to vent his anger completely. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 43. The shop is doing well today. A lot of fit came in the afternoon. This reflects the effect of customer to customer. Those customers who have spent here, although they would like to own such a good place. But many times humans are very irrational animals. For example, when drinking and bragging, you will completely shake out your own awesome knowledge. One person spreads 10 people, and 10 people can bring 100 people. The fastest selling is the serum card and the healing card in the daily series of cards. On the one hand, 5 low-grade magic crystals are more affordable, and on the other hand, These survivors who have been fighting with zombies all year round are in great need. Furthermore, the black iron cards in the drawn series of cards are more popular. As for the bronze level cards, at present it is still a luxury for those in the upper ranks. Although bronze level cards have a higher probability of drawing good cards, they can't stand 100 times the price. I have almost completed the turnover task of 10,000 magic crystals in the past 2 days. I only need to wait until the 3-day task period is completed. I can complete this task. When this task is completed, it's time for me to go out for activities. The card shop will continue to open, which will bring me more sources of income, more opportunities to draw exclusive cards. But I have to go outside to exercise more. At present, there are only 3 legions I can mobilize: the Yellow Turban Leader Legion, the Gothic Submachine Gunners Legion, and the Qingzhou Corps. Among them, the Qingzhou Army Corps belongs to Chen Bu. It still needs to improve its strength, it still seems to be a little weaker. Fang Fan shook his head in dissatisfaction. It's not that he has big ambitions, it's really that the situation in front of him is not optimistic. To say that as a Lone Ranger, his combat power is absolutely enough, and it can even be said that it is more than enough. Which Lone Ranger has 2 powerful evolutionary legions under his command? A 2-star army, a 1-star army. In addition, there is an ordinary army, Qingzhou army, that can be dispatched at any time. But if you compare it with those huge family forces, it's a far cry. When he was in Yangcheng, he could hang and beat the Wu family and destroy the Wu family, because the Wu family was not very powerful. Compared with these families in Zhongcheng, it is not even a root hair. Not to mention the 4 major families, even the small families that are vassals can't compare. Promotion card, Legion card, alas, these are all I desperately need. It's a pity that the explosion rate is too low. Fang Fan shook his head, looking at the magic crystals that had accumulated more than 6,000 in a days. A normal black iron card has 1 magic crystal, and a bronze level card has 100 magic crystals. If I buy it, it will be 10 times the price, namely 10 magic crystals and 1,000 magic crystals. But the dog system promised that I have a higher chance of opening treasures. In that case, just take a gamble. Buy 6 bronze cards. Fang Fan watched the 6,000 low-grade magic crystals disappear in an instant, and his face couldn't help showing a look of pain. The price of a bronze level card for his host is 1,000 magic crystals. Too dark. Fang Fan didn't choose black iron cards. Of course, he could buy a lot of black iron cards, but Fang Fan is in this business. He knows very well that the more advanced the cards are, the higher the treasure level will be. Even if a black iron level card is lucky enough to open a Legion card, it is very likely that it cannot be evolved. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 44. Weapon Card. Weapon Card. Blank Card. Blank Card. Hero Card. Promotion Card. 2 weapon cards, 2 1-star weapons and 1 promotion card, can be regarded as a surprise. Dog system honestly doesn't deceive me. Although the price is 10 times more expensive, there are a lot of good things, it's cool. This hero card, it's the first time I've seen. Turn on. Fang Fan's eyebrows suddenly raised, and a look of joy appeared in his eyes. Innovative cards are very likely to bring good things. Ding. Use the hero card. Galan to the Lord. A brutish man with a big sword suddenly jumped in front of Fang Fan's eyes, making Fang Fan's eyes shine. Name, Galen D. Meisha Power. Level, 4-star, ceiling, not higher than the host 3 levels. Quality, bronze. Skills, tenacity, fatal strike, courage, judgment, Demachian justice. Loyalty, 80. Galen. Fang Fan stared at the wild man in front of him, wearing a golden and blue armor on his body, looking majestic. The generation version is a god, and the generation version plays Galen. This is a character from League of Legends. He is also one of Fang Fan's favorite heroes. Especially its 4-star combat power makes Fang Fan ecstatic. Now the most powerful legion under his command, the Yellow Turban Leader Legion, is only 2 stars. Clearly, Galen is already ahead of him. What does the seal state mean? Fang Fan frowned and read these 2 words carefully. Ding. Galen's strength is very strong. But it's too hot to be limited to the host's strength. At present, he can only exert the combat power of a 4-star awakened. The host sneered mercilessly. Fang Fan obviously didn't care, he was used to it. I am a 1-star awakener now, and Garen has the combat power of a 4-star awakener. Does that mean that if I become a 2-star awakener, Galen can have the combat power of a 5-star awakener? Fang Fan's eyes flickered with light. If it looks like this, isn't it cool? Ding. Before the hero reaches the peak of strength, the host can think so. The system gave an accurate reply. Fang Fan's eyes couldn't help but become more profound. Ding. In addition, the hero card belongs to the host's exclusive card, and others are not eligible to draw. Ding. Friendly reminder, please cherish the arrival of every hero, their potential, enough to shock you. The successive system sounds came, making Fang Fan's eyes brighter and brighter. The joy is heavy after another. Is the hero card an exclusive card? Am I the only one eligible? Am I the only lucky one? Fang Fan's mouth rose. This setting, he likes it. Young master son, this is the card shop, here we are. Look at this sign, how bright it is, it's just that this place is a bit hard to find. Maid. What does it mean to be hard to find? What a backcountry. Is this boss stupid? Didn't he kill himself when he opened the shop here? Go in and see. Sun Xian and his party strode in, and Fang Fan just summoned Galen. Sun Xian first glanced at the layout of the store, looking a little shabby. His eyes glanced at the plump lines on Galen's body, and couldn't help squinting. This warrior is not bad, looks very combative. Who is the boss? Did Zhou Kaishan become an awakener with you? Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 45. As soon as Sun Xian came over, he looked arrogant, his nostrils turned up, and he didn't seem to put anyone in his eyes. In his opinion, it was an accident to be able to put down his body and run to such a place. And now, with his battle set out, these people are not allowed to treat him respectfully. I don't know any Zhou Kaishan. Those who want to buy cards stay, those who don't want to buy cards, the door is behind you. Fang Fan glanced at Sun Xian, and he secretly said that his temper has improved a lot since he opened this strongest card shop. This guy is so good at pretending. Who are you? Who are you pretending to watch? Yo. It's too awkward. Let me see what cards I want. Sira card, healing card, black iron card, bronze card, a lot of cards. Sun Xian stared at the many cards placed in the professional high-end container, and his eyes couldn't help rolling. In order to improve the advertising efficiency and to show the strength of his own store, Fang Fan has piled up a large number of cards of the same type behind various cards. The main purpose is to make my store very large and not out of stock. This visual effect. To save you will encounter the scene of being despised and hesitant by customers. When Zhao Yaxin came here for the first time, she felt that Fang Fan didn't have that many cards in his hand. Excuse me, which one do you need? Fang Fan lay back on the chair, and Chen Buletin came over to negotiate. There are only so many cards on the bright side. It seems that there will be more hidden cards. This time, blood is earned. It seems that the idiot Zhou Kaishan got the adventure here, it's just that this guy is too stupid. There are still so many cards left here, what a fortune. The moment Sun Xian saw these cards, he fell in love with them. He wants to use it for himself. Print it for me. I want it all. Sun Xian held his head high, his face full of pride. Our shop's rules are to pay for magic crystals first, and then pay for cards. Chen Buletin said in a straightforward manner, following Fang Fan for the past 2 days, he knew a lot about the rules of the shop. Where did you break the rules? Are you afraid that this young master will be short of your magic crystal? Fit me all up. You two, go back and see if there's still. Sun Xian waved his hand, looking like this, he obviously wanted to copy the store. Click. Just as his 2 men stepped forward, just as they were about to cross the counter, there was a sound of 2 broken bones, and Garen stepped forward and stretched out 2 hands to shatter their skulls. In one move, both of them died, their skulls shattered and their brains shot out. Sun Xian's face suddenly turned pale, this stupid big, so strong. Before even using a weapon, he simply used his hands to kill the 2 fully armed horses under his command. Those who cross the Thunder Pond, die. Galen said in a muffled voice. Fang Fan raised his head and glanced at the battle, and a smile could not help but show in the corners of his eyes. Good. Not bad. Garen, who has the power of a 4-star awakened, can be said to be a nuclear missile level existence at the moment. Do you know who I am? You dare to treat me like this? You shabby store, do you still want to open it? You want to die? Sun Xian took 2 breaths, and his body naturally stepped back. Grumpy Dwarf Legion, get on me. Kill him. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 46. Sun Xian gave an order, and a group of dwarfs about 1 meter 2 in height suddenly rushed behind him, armed with a giant axe, and attacked Galen. Grumpy Dwarf Legion, evolvable. Level, 1 star. It turned out to be a 1-star army, no wonder it dared to be so arrogant. And this backhand. Owning a 1-star army, wanting to be arrogant and domineering in this inner city, naturally, no one dares to control it. Coupled with the special status of the head of the family, anyone will give some face. But here today, the so-called face, is no longer useful. The fist of the 1-star legion, even more difficult to use. Galen directly stepped forward to block in front, and the Gothic submachine gunners who stayed behind began to scan directly. Chug-chu. The Gothic submachine gunners are now a 1-star army, and the bullets they shoot are very powerful, and they also have a strong lethality against the violent dwarf army that is also a 1-star army. Coupled with the help of Garen's 4-star combat power, it's hard not to win. The battle started quickly and ended quickly. 30 seconds later, there were the corpses of the irritable dwarves all over the place, as well as the terrified Sun Xian. I'm here to do business, I'm here to buy cards. Sun Xian was crying, he panicked. Really panicked. Who would have thought that such a group of strong men could be encountered in this wild country? This muscular man with full lines in front of him, is too strong, right? From the beginning to the end, his sword was never unsheathed, and he relied on a pair of iron fists and hammered to death several 1-star dwarfs. Blood loss. Sun Xian suddenly thought that since Zhou Kaishan also found here, there is no reason to give up such a large piece of fat. There's only one reason, this meat is poisonous. Poisonous. But didn't you just want to loot my place? I thought you were a robber. Fang Fan stood up with a puzzled expression on his face, which seemed to be very uncomfortable. No. Just now, it was just a joke, a joke. Yes. Just a joke. Sun Xian took a breath, and he could feel Galen's heavy breathing. Glancing at a few dwarves with their brains bursting on the ground, Sun Xian couldn't help swallowing a mouthful of saliva. As far as his head is concerned, if he is slapped, it will definitely blow up. Oh? Just kidding. Then how did they die? Fang Fan pretended to be surprised and looked at Sun Xian with a half smile. They all committed suicide. Games, self-mutilation is fun, ha ha ha. Sun Xian's face was full of pain, and the irascible dwarf army that had finally been upgraded was wiped out. This trip, lost home. Oh, I see. I'm a shop here, not a slaughterhouse. I don't want to kill people, it's too bad to kill people here. This is also what you asked for, leave something behind, and then you can get out. Ears, noses, hands, choose for yourself. Do it yourself, you only need 3 seconds to consider the time. 3, 2, 1. Ah, oh, it hurts, it hurts. Sun Xian held the right ear in his right hand, and then cut down the knife with his left hand. A piece of blood was dripping, and Sun Xian's face was covered in blood. Thank you so much, the owner. Sun Xian sucked in a few breaths and began to slowly move towards the door. Now hurry back and get on. Tisk, I said, leave something, you take it away, what do I take as a souvenir? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 47. Fang Fan's voice exploded in Sun Xian's ears like the voice of a demon. Tremblingly, he put down the bloody ears in his hands, his face darkened. Take it out now and take it back. Put it here, and he will lose this ear forever. And obviously, at this moment, he doesn't have much right to choose himself. In other words, he was terminated. Galen, that's great. Fang Fan walked over and patted Galen's firm chest, a look of joy on his face. The combat power of the 4-star awakened is very powerful. Chen Buletin, I will officially grant you the status of the strongest card shop agent. You have been learning the same thing as me these few days. When I'm not here in the future, you will be in charge of this shop. As an agent, you are qualified to sell all daily series cards on my behalf, that is, serum cards and healing cards. In addition, it can also replace me to sell a series of cards of a lower level, that is, you are currently qualified to sell black iron cards on my behalf, and you have not unlocked the bronze level card permissions yet. Your Qingzhou Army Corps will stay here to guard the store. In addition, I will also leave the Gothic submachine gunner army here. If there is any trouble, let me know as soon as possible. I'm going out of town to kill zombies. Fang Fan took a breath, brought a pistol, a submachine gun and some ammunition, ready to go out for activities. Boss, agent, can I do it? The unexpected sense of surprise made Chen Buletin dizzy, and his expression became unconfident. From Chen Buletin's point of view, Fang Fan is a symbol of mystery and power. His mystery and power have already exceeded certain boundaries. And this card shop, which is mixed with infinite mystery, is a sacred field that cannot be touched. Chen Buletin panicked, he was afraid that something might go wrong. Of course, I said you can. As an agent, every time you sell a card, you will be able to get 1% of the selling price. Work hard, don't let me down. If you do it well, your performance will improve, and additional rewards. Fang Fan patted Chen Buletin on the shoulder, agents must have. On the one hand, it is to expand the business, and on the other hand, it is also to allow myself a little leisure. You can't stay in here forever, can you? Boss, you saved my life, I don't want any commission, I can do something for you, I am willing. Chen Biao nodded with a sincere look on his face. He, I know your loyalty, but you have to take this point. This is the rule. Fang Fan waved his hand and secretly said that if you take 1%, I can still take 9%, no loss. The current situation outside the city is far worse than imagined. Fang Fan took the Yellow Turban leader Legion and Galen to the outside of the city by car, and couldn't help frowning. The zombies in the city are almost killed. If you want to kill the zombies to get cards and magic crystals, you can only go outside the city. And if you want to enter the inner city, you need to pay a lot of expensive entry fees, and you can only stay within the specified time, and you have to leave the inner city after the timeout. Unless you have already obtained the permanent residence status of the inner city. And obviously, the expensive entry fee, not everyone can afford it. There are many survivors in the inner city, and there are even more survivors in the outer city. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 48. Clean up all the animal zombies in this piece. I didn't expect to come out in a few days, and many zombies have completed their evolution. Fang Fan had a heavy expression on his face. When he first came to Zhongcheng, there were still a few one-star mutant zombies around here. And now, everywhere. Nearly 10 zombies were killed, and one of them completed the evolution. This rate is already high. Do you need to know what the ratio of one-star awakened survivors is? However, the evolution of zombies is also beneficial, at least the quality of the cards obtained is getting higher and higher. Another promotion card. Everyone be careful. There's something in there. Watch out for that rhino zombie. Fang Fan's expression changed, his eyes fixed on the zombie in front of him, but he couldn't spy on its level. Hoo ho ho. The rhino zombie roared a few times, and suddenly all the surrounding animal zombies began to gather around it, and then slowly moved towards Fang Fan's surroundings, seemingly to surround Fang Fan and the others. This rhino has become a monster. A look of shock appeared in Fang Fan's eyes. Obviously, these low-level zombies were following the orders of the rhino zombie. In other words, this rhino zombie can manipulate these low-level zombies. Seeing that more and more animal zombies were besieging him, Fang Fan's expression couldn't help changing. The Yellow Turban leader Legion is a 2-star legion, but the number is too small. Lord, that rhino zombie has a 4-star combat power. I'm sure to kill it. But there are too many zombies around it, it's not easy to start. The rhino zombie guards around it also have 2-star combat power. Galen walked over with a big sword in hand and analyzed it very seriously. This is a problem, a very serious one. This rhino zombie leader must be killed. Otherwise, it will gather more zombies, and we will be consumed sooner or later. Guan Hai, you lead the 6 Yellow Turban leaders to clear the way, and the remaining 3 Yellow Turban leaders are cut off. Stop the zombies. Galen, let's go up and kill this rhino zombie leader. In an instant, Fang Fan made up his mind. This battle may be dangerous, but it must be risky. According to the Lord. Yellow Turban Yuan Bu. Peace requires surgery. Attack. Guan Hai let out a groan, and the surrounding momentum was rugged, breaking through the sky. A golden arrogance was formed, and the enemy in front of him was blown away directly along the road. Bang bang bang. The zombies in front were killed one after another, which seemed to stimulate the leader of the rhino zombie. It rushed over with its huge body shaking, and Galen charged directly with the big sword. Click. Stab. The big sword collided with the rhino horn of the rhino zombie leader, and there was a sound of metal collision. Fatal strike. Galen snorted, and the big sword in his hand slashed at the rhino zombie leader. A bucket of blood shot out, and Galen was also thrown away by the rhino zombie leader. Immediately, several rhino zombie guards rushed over to besiege Garen. As for the rhino zombie leader, he retreated to the back, and then roared. One after another ice thorns suddenly shot out from the head of the rhino zombie leader. Although Galen was strong, he was surrounded by those Rhino zombie guards, coupled with the airstrike from the Rhino zombie leader. For a while, he couldn't resist. The situation changes in an instant. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 49. If this trend continues, Garen will be exhausted sooner or later. Made, for these 2-star Rhino guards, guns don't work at all. Meteorites fall. Fang Fan directly used his only skill, but unfortunately, the effect was not very great. At most, it caused a certain degree of slowness to those Rhino zombie guards. As the boulders fell, the battle became more chaotic. Bomb card. Introduction: it contains a powerful N4 bomb. Remarks: blow up those bastards. Fang Fan held the bomb card in his hand with a look of joy. This is indeed what he needs now. Open. Ding. Get a kilo of N4 bombs. The moment he got the explosives, Fang Fan threw it in the direction of those Rhino zombie guards. Galen, dodge carefully. Rumbling. Although the bomb exploded, thick smoke came, and several Rhino zombie guards at the core of the bomb were directly hit hard. However, the defense power of the 2-star zombies is really amazing. The so-called high explosives can only barely open a channel and wound these 2-star Rhino zombie guards, but want to destroy them all. The power is still a little small. However, being able to open a channel is enough. Galen rushed out of the zombie group and attacked the Rhino zombie leader directly. Judgment. Galen snorted, and the big sword in his hand suddenly began to spin wildly, directly injuring the body of the Rhino zombie leader. The Rhino zombie leader roared a few times, and then fired an ice thorn at Garen again. At this moment, the surrounding Rhino zombie guards also began to wake up and attacked Fang Fan one after another. The Yellow Turban leader Legion blocked them. Fang Fan wiped the blood and sweat from his face, and the submachine gun in his hand never stopped firing. Under the leadership of Guan Hai, the Yellow Turban leader Corps fought 100 times more enemies. At this time, the battle between Garen and the Rhino zombie leader is also coming to an end. Demachian Justice. Rumbling. I saw Garen Jedi flying into the air, holding a big sword, and mercilessly inserted it from the head of the Rhino zombie leader. Hoo ho ho. The Rhino zombie leader suddenly flashed a layer of blood mist, swayed twice, and fell to the ground with a bang, dropping death cards and magic crystals all over the floor. I wipe it. It's a blast. At least more than 100 magic crystals. How many middle grade magic crystals are there? Promotion card. Promotion card. Weapon card. Legion card. Skill card. Experience card. Fang Fan's mouth was about to twitch with laughter. Although it is dangerous to fight against this 4-star Rhino zombie leader, the rate of return is also extremely high. There are only 2 promotion cards, not to mention the Legion card. The leader of the Rhino zombies is dead. These zombies are headless. It is impossible to form an orderly attack on us. However, there are too many mutant zombies here. In order to preserve the combat power, evacuate first. Fang Fan put away the spoils first, and immediately issued an order. In the protracted battle, the Yellow Turban leader Legion has wounded a lot of soldiers. In addition, Galen fought against the Rhino zombie leader just now, which was too expensive. Fighting a protracted battle, and rest well first. Fortunately, without the constraints of the Rhino zombie leader, the chasing ability of these scattered zombies is limited, and soon Fang Fan and the others escaped. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 50. When he arrived at a safe place, Fang Fan couldn't wait to start checking his harvest. Legion card. Devil Legion, evolvable. Rating, 3 stars. Number, 7. Commander, Satan. Skills, Demon Law, Dark Cage, Death Proclamation. Loyalty, 60. Hey, it feels so good to be free. You, the one who summoned me to wait. A group of demons with black wings and ferocious faces suddenly appeared in front of them. Satan turned his neck in excitement, and then stared at Fang Fan with disdainful eyes. Too weak. Satan stretched out his sharp minions and waved in the air, scorning Fang Fan. Ding. Your weakness is despised by the demon army, and your loyalty is reduced by 20. Ding. The loyalty of the demon legion is reduced to 40. Fang Fan's mouth twitched. Was he despised? What the hell, who are you? So arrogant? Is this still the legion I summoned? Shouldn't I be your master? Ugh, damn sense of restraint, if I kill you, I'll be free. Satan's eyes gradually became blood red, and he suddenly attacked Fang Fan. Boom. As soon as he shot, Galen on the side had already shot, and he slapped him directly to the ground. With a slap in the face, Satan was controlled to death. How is that possible? My power is that. GG, you weaklings, how can you defeat the mighty Satan? Satan struggled violently, his face became more and more hideous, and he seemed very unwilling to believe the current situation. Satan? Demon. Hee, you want to kill the Lord? Want to kill me? Fang Fan's eyes flickered for a while. This demon legion was the Samsung Legion. Just now Satan really did kill, and put it into action. If it wasn't for Garen on the side, maybe he'd already succeeded. This guy, how do you think it's a scourge? Killing the Lord? Damn it! The mighty demon Lord Satan will not submit to anyone. You, weak. No qualifications. Satan began to flutter, and the other 6 little demons behind him also began to agitate, and rebellion was on the verge of breaking out. I don't care how powerful you used to be, I only know one thing, you are now my army. You must all be loyal to me. Otherwise, I will kill you all. If you don't believe me, why don't you try it and challenge my bottom line? My mighty demon lord? Your pair of wings are really elegant. If I break them, isn't it a pity? Oh, and these sharp minions, I will try to pull them out one by one. Fang Fan leaned down, stroking the demon wings on Satan's body, and murderous intent flashed in his eyes. Samsung Demon Legion, very powerful. It can be regarded as the first powerful army under his command. But the premise is, this legion can be used for its own use. If they are still rebellious and then rebel against the Lord, Fang Fan doesn't mind to deal with them now. 40 loyalty, too low. Fang Fan felt insecure. Facing Fang Fan's threat, Satan fell silent. It is never a shame for a demon to succumb to the strong. But Fang Fan, too weak. If it was to make the warrior he captured as his master, he would feel better.